Hello, this is John. Welcome to the Angelic Healing Certificate, Part 5. Alright, today we're going to boost a little bit the intensity and we're going to go into the more technical part of the building of the vortex. How to structure it, how to have everything under control and how to handle it. For this, I would like you to look into my eyes, focus 2 centimeters below your belly button, visualize water, pure, calm, crystal water. On top of this water, visualize a sphere, a crystal ball, floating there on top of the water. This crystal ball is clear color. This crystal ball is your soul. The more you focus on it, the more you get connected to your soul. And I would like you to stay focused on this crystal ball during all the session. The more you focus on it, the more you get connected to your soul. Find yourself in a peaceful place, connected to your soul. In a calm environment. The more you connect to your crystal ball, the more you find yourself at peace. And that's exactly what you need in order to be in the best state possible, in order to create your field of energy. Alright. I'm going to walk you through again this whole process of the creation of the vortex. And for this, at any time, I would like you to stay focused on your crystal ball. No matter what the environment brings us as noise, no matter what happens around us. What counts is your ability to hold this field of energy with faith and confidence. It doesn't have to be painful. It doesn't have to be stressful. It has to be something that you know you can handle, because that's something that is yours. It's important to own the tools that we play with and that we use. All right. Stay focused on your crystal ball. Visualize your crystal ball expanding and shining white energy. Visualize it glowing. And as you can feel, this time I'll let you do it. I'm not doing it for you. You have to feel this energy growing, shining in all different directions with the same intensity, which helps you to feel more and more grounded, more and more anchored in your body. And as you do this, you will realize that at the same time you gain in self-confidence, it becomes easier for you to be able to be empowered, to be able to be centered. Feel this warmth of this crystal ball. Feel how it shines, how it expands, how it makes you feel unique, because it helps you to connect to your own individuality, to your own tools, to your own gifts, to your own path. Because when you will be creating this field of energy, each single action, each single decisions that you will be doing in that field will be linked to either your soul or some external elements. And you want that your soul will be 100% in charge of this field of energy. You don't want your thoughts, you don't want your emotions to be infringing in this process. You want the soul to be in charge and in control. So for this, you need the strong soul. You need the strong connection. You need to feel who is in charge. The soul, your soul is in charge. And you know that. For this, I would like you to visualize this soul expanding and expanding. And as you feel confident with the size of it, with the density of it, with the brightness of it, then and only then you focus on your auric field. And you do the same thing with your auric field. You build it up. Help it to shine. Remember those exercises that we've been working again and again with the Angelic Healing Certificate on expanding your auric field as much as you can, and then progressively creating pressure from the outside environment towards this auric field to make the outside rim thicker. And you could feel almost like cotton pressing against your auric field. That's how we've been building up your auric field, progressively, one step at a time. And right now, we're just using those tools by visualizing that our auric field is expanding with a thick, constant, harmonized protection all around it, little thicker density on the outside rim of it. And you visualize this auric field glowing and glowing and growing and growing, and getting more and more intense in brightness. And also you want to be sure that the color of this auric field is white as well. Remember, white includes all different colors, and you really wish to be incorporating all of them in your work, not just one or two, all of them, the whole full spectrum. And at the same time, you breathe in and you breathe out gently. You control your breathing, and you remain centered on your crystal ball. All those preliminary exercises help you to feel grounded, centered, protected, ready for anything that could happen, for you to be in charge. People will only see you as leader only because you do act as such, because you are able to make those decisions. People see you as a healer, as a reader, at whatever you are doing as a job, because you behave as such, because it is part of you. Yeah. Because you hold that frequency in you, because you accept it, because you embrace it. And when you will take care of this energy field, it will be the same thing. The energy field is the extension of your tools. It is part of things that you master and that you help and harmonize and work with. So now that you're ready, now that your mind is ready, now we can start visualizing and manifesting this vortex of energy. So as you stay centered, visualize on the corner, on your left side in front of you, upper left, just below the ceiling in the corner, visualize a sphere of energy, a wide sphere of energy of around 50-60 centimeters diameter. Visualize this sphere glowing and shining there in this corner. Then copy-paste this crystal sphere, this ball of energy, copy-paste it and put another one on the corner in front of you, on the right side in front of you. So you start to work clockwise. You be sure that they've got the same brightness, that they've got the same density, the same diameters. They are not moving around and they are stable where they are. And they're emitting white energy from each single direction of where they are. And you then visualize a third one on the right side behind you, on the corner just below the ceiling, and a fourth one. At that point, I really want you to focus on having those crystal balls having the same brightness, the same density, and shining with the same frequency as well. Not having one shining more than the other or shining one after the other. No, it's not Christmas yet. They really have to shine at the same time. Now, as you stay centered, and as you keep looking straight in front of you, eyes open, you still feel the presence of those crystal balls. You don't even have to look at them. You know they're there, and progressively you're going to feel their presence. And you're going to know if one or another one is shining with more brightness and more intensity than another, because you will feel it. Like you can feel the heat coming from a heater just by passing in front of it. Feeling its waves coming towards you. Now, I want you to visualize a white thread of energy coming from the center of the first one, the first crystal ball in front of you on the upper left corner of the room. Visualize this white thread coming from the center of the first sphere, going towards the center of the second sphere in a straight line, with about that size diameter. We're talking about roughly one hand. It can vary, but be sure that as soon as you start working with one different diameter, you work with the same diameter everywhere. As you're going to feel more and more confident, you're going to be able to increase the brightness and the diameter right away of this white cord. But at the start, you might wish to start with a smaller diameter and progressively increase it. Why? Because it takes a lot of psychic abilities in order to be able to visualize those links and those objects and to interact them and to combine them with each other. So the less flow of intensity of energy is going through them, the easier it gets to handle them. And progressively you'll be able to increase the diameter. So you've got this white thread from crystal ball 1 to crystal ball 2, and then you keep working clockwise, and you visualize another thread of energy coming from the second sphere to the third one to the fourth one, and then the fourth one to the first one again. Each time each thread is linking each other by the center of the crystal ball. One crystal ball, the white thread comes from the center and it goes towards the center of the second crystal ball, and from that center it goes from the third one, and from the third one to the fourth, and the fourth one to the first. Now it is time to increase the diameter of those threads of energy, and you visualize those threads becoming larger and larger, becoming as big as the sphere itself. And we've got one sphere, and then we've got this white thread, and then we've got the second sphere, and it goes from that one to the third one, and the third one to the fourth, and the fourth one to the first. When we keep doing those exercises, it helps your mind to see things evolving and changing. This is why I train you that way, for your mind to be able to see changes, to accept those changes, to play with those changes, and at the same time be centered on your soul. We could take shortcuts, but you won't learn as much. At the beginning it starts to feel a little bit difficult, but it's done on purpose. The same way when I put pauses, create pauses, and I speak to you, explaining you things in between. It's in order for your mind to be used to having to talk to someone, to listen to someone as you're doing your work, to be able to pause it, to start it again, to keep doing it at the same time you're listening to someone, to be able to interact with multi-dimensions, to be present in this world with your friends, with the people that you have in front of you, with those clients, and at the same time for you to be able to do the work and do the task that you're creating and manifesting in other dimensions, bringing this energy and those changes, those positive changes, into people's lives. Yeah, people's lives, not only in their present life, the one that they're having here on earth, but as well all their past lives and future lives, plus the lives of their friends and family members and people they take care of and they are close to. You have to realize that when you help one person, right away you help 50, 60 people sometimes, because it changes everything in the structure of where they work, where they live, their friends, the behavior of one person, their thoughts, their mind patterns change so many things in so many different fields. It creates a domino effect. As soon as you change one single element, it changes all of them as a series, and it keeps working like dominoes. This is why when I tell you that when we do one healing, the healing keeps working for 3 days, and then the work keeps unfolding for 3 weeks from the first initial day of the healing. Because those dominoes are going to just go to different junctions and keep unfolding, knocking things over and changing and making more changes. That's the beauty of it. Now that we've been talking about this parenthesis, how is your field of energy? How is your vortex in creation. Were you able to stay focused? Were you able to hold the field of energy, or did you just let it go? Are you able to keep working from where you were? Or would you have to start it over? Do you have doubts coming towards you? Do you feel question? Do you feel confident about it? Of course you are confident about it. Remember? Because at any time you can get back to where you were. It's called the pause mode. And progressively, in your mind, you can start from wherever you were. The time length can be played back and forth. You can go back in the past and replay from that sequence. Sometimes you can even create a subline of time and replay a new line, changing the past, replacing the past by another period of time, and then copy-pasting it, which basically means that you replace an event, a dramatic event that could have happened in someone's life. There's so many tools that we can be using with vortexes and fields of energy. And this is only one out of many. Now, focus on your crystal ball. Let's get back to this creation of this field of energy. Again, remember, stay centered on your crystal ball. Visualize this crystal ball shining. Visualize your auric field shining. Breathing and breathe out gently. See how is your field of energy. We were at the creation of 4 spheres linked to a thread of energy, joining all 4 from the center. And this thread of energy at the same diameter as the crystal ball itself. In order to make it simple, let's call the sphere that we have in our body, which we call the soul, let's call it the crystal ball. And let's call the one at the ceiling spheres of energy. It would be easier. So we've got 4 spheres of energy. Linked by a white thread of energy. Now we are going to visualize below this structure of energy, below those 4 spheres and the white thread, we visualize about 2 centimeters thickness, a new ceiling just below all of that. It has to be bright and shining, with the same brightness as the spheres, and it has to be evenly dense. And you can feel that. Now, between the actual ceiling of the room and this new structure that you've been creating, this 2 centimeter ceiling, energy ceiling, everything in between, you're going to fill it up with white energy, with the same brightness as the 4 spheres and those energy lines. And you visualize all of this shining and glowing with white, intense energy. Right away you can feel it on your crown chakra. this pressure coming towards you. At the back of your neck as well, and on your shoulders as well. You can feel it. And as you do that, I want you to stay focused on your crystal ball. Take a few seconds to experience this field of energy. Experience how it's alive. Keep breathing in and breathing out like you were experiencing a sauna or hammam. Feel this energy coming towards you. Feel its energy coming evenly towards you, like you will feel the rays of the sun warming up your skin. And now, I would like you as well to visualize those two buttons. We talked a little bit about those two buttons in the past video, the former video. You've got those two buttons. The one on the left, closer to you, is the type of frequency. The one a little bit further away is the intensity. And as we keep the same frequency as we have right now, which is divine light. Divine light is linked to heaven's energy. It's pure. It's sacred. At any time when you create your field of energy, you get back to that frequency, and you will close your field of energy with the same frequency as well. So next time you open it, you will find the same type of frequency again. So as we are focused on this type of frequency, we're just gently going to play with the right button, the intensity. And as you stay focused on your crystal ball, you're going to gently increase the brightness, increase the intensity of this field of energy. And I would like you to start playing with this button. Feel it turning and increasing it. Feel as you increase its intensity. Feel the pressure on your head, on your shoulders. And you're going to realize that the brighter you are able to see this field of energy, the more you're going to be able to perceive those changes in terms of intensity. How is it possible? Because I know you feel it already. You are feeling this already in your room, where you are. And the first question that pops up in your mind is, how come I've never learned that before? How come no one told me about that? Well, we're talking about ancient knowledge here. And some knowledge that not that many people would like everyone to know about. Because it's powerful. You can change, you can modify things. You're playing with elements here. You're creating. You know when you come in one room and suddenly you feel good, or you feel less good, you feel worried or you feel heavy, you feel joyful, playful, you feel happy, or not. It is linked to the frequency of the room itself. There are rooms where sometimes you feel more comfortable to write, some others more comfortable to study. some others more comfortable to rest. Of course, you're going to tell me, well, I've been putting some incense, or I've been putting some flowers, I've been cleaning the room. All of this work. And they contribute to encoding and changing the frequency of the room. But they all come to the same point. We're dealing with energy. We're making changes in the environment consciously. The same way you put a heater in the room and you switch it on and you increase the intensity, the room is getting warmer. The same way you switch on your aircon, and you're going to be able to adjust the temperature as well. Guess what? Works the same way with this type of energy field device called a vortex. So you're going to tell me, John, I've been creating this tool, but that means that we can create any tool. Yes, we can create any tool. What I'm giving you is one way of using your psychic abilities. One way among thousands. But the tool that I'm giving you helps you to be able to use your psychic abilities in a channel way. So you know all the different procedures in order to make it work. Progressively, you're going to be able to create your own tools. I'm sure of that. And I entice you to do your own research and finding your own ways. Because that's life. That's human nature. Developing, researching, collecting things and bringing them all together and creating new tools. That's life, that's progress. And that's great. It is nice. Now, what if we change the frequency to see just what happens? And for that, I would like you to focus on one frequency that you would like. It could be love. It could be a flower like rose. It could be an ancient remote country called Atlantis. It could be anything. It could be an emotion, it could be a place, it could be an object, it could be a person, it could be anything. It could be a crystal, it could be working on crystal quartz, pink quartz. Let's work on love. And later on at home you'll be able to work on anyone you want. Let's choose work. Let's choose love. Love is universal. Let's work with that. So you've got the intensity already set at the frequency that you've been working with, which is the frequency that your soul was calling you to work with. And we're going to keep that intensity. And now we're going to work with the first button, the type of frequency. And as you stay focused on your crystal ball, you gently increase. And you just change, you move. And you feel with your heart working as your GPS. Your heart telling you if you get closer or you passed it or it's very far away still. And you have to look for it. And at one point you know. At one point you know. You know because your heart is expanding. Your heart beats a little bit faster. Your soul shines. And you feel a higher intensity and brightness within, from within, and you know that you found it. The beauty of it of this work is that you can work with frequencies that you've been never experiencing before. I wish all of you have been experiencing love already in your life. But we could be working with some emotions that we've never been experiencing, or frequencies or places that we've never been. Because remember, our subconscious mind knows better than us. So it's like tapping on internet and then loading a program. You just need to type and to press the enter key and to click on the link. So as we are on the love frequency, now we increase the intensity. And we keep increasing the intensity of love. And you stay focused on that. And you feel this bliss coming towards you. You can stay like this for ages. You can feel this energy and experience what comes towards you. It might be thoughts, might be memories, it could be feelings, perceptions, words. You might be also using those fields of energy to meditate, to increase your skills of meditation. And now, progressively, we're going to dim the intensity. We dim the intensity. We put it to the same intensity as when we started it, when we found those two buttons, when we created those two buttons. And now we play with the first button and we bring it back to divine light, where we were at the beginning. At that stage, I'd like to say thank you to my guides and for all those energies that were contributing to the work that we've been doing. Whatever your beliefs are, say thank you to the ones who protect you and to the ones that you believe in. And then progressively visualize this field of energy with everything that you've been creating, the spheres, the links, the sub-ceiling, all this content of ceiling, those two buttons, visualize them disappearing, getting lighter and lighter, less dense, and at one point just vanishing into fine tiny particles of energy to be used again by the universe. It's your way of transforming your work back to pure energy. Suddenly you feel that the pressure on your head and your shoulders and your neck comes again back to normal. But you still feel inside of you all the benefits that you've been experiencing from this session. This is the beauty of it. And you can be, from now on, practicing on your own those fields of energy, working from one step to another the same way we've been doing it. Well, Over the rest of those 5 sessions, we're going to be working on defining and playing with those intensities and how to use them and making the best out of it. Talk to you soon.